Your works are often site-specific. Tell us about how do you describe this work for Aire de Lyon?
So, it's a sort of continuation of the work which I did for the Lyon Biennale in last year, and so it has also the same title, Re-Education Machine. And for this space, which is actually a little bit smaller than I had at the Biennale in Lyon, I decided just to realize one spatial work in the middle of the space, and then surrounded with some drawings and collages and some educational materials which are placed on the walls. These are partially combination of Czech materials and also some things from Argentina, which I bought here a couple of days ago and with which I am at the moment still working. These are all materials from educational books for children, for schools, ranging from the 50s till the 80s, I would say. And I am using either the books as they are complete, they will be placed on one rotating mechanism at the installation, or I cut them into fragments and I use them for a collage or drawing.
Your works consist of different types of media, often found material. How do you find these materials? These found materials are a major inspiration for you?
Well, I cannot say that I'm always using the found material. It's a sort of combination that, for example, in this case of this project, I was particularly in Lyon. I was combining old segments of a printing machine or printing apparatus, which was used to print educational books in the former Czechoslovakia in the 60s and 70s, and these I transformed in some kind of torturing mechanism or torturing device, both for the books but also for people to somehow engage with the machine or with the apparatuses. So there were some parts which were interactive and some parts which were just static and quiet. But yeah, it's true that I'm often using some either historical images or some used materials to which I can relate, and these are either my own personal items or some things which I just get or buy somewhere for a specific purpose so that they fit the theme or the particular project.
You are often working on collage paper works. What interests in that technique?
Well, I have to say I started quite recently, like 2 years ago. Before I was doing, I would say, classical type of drawing. I was using blue ink as in school, and it was rather, I would say, even illustrative kind of drawing. I mean, the theme was already quite similar to this one, but I just wasn't that maybe that brave to cut the books or cut the photographs and involve them or integrate them in the works. But only recently, because as I said, I was always collecting this material quite obsessively. I started to really integrate them in this collage, and I think it's partially because I always think about even about the drawings or collages about something real or something physical or something already existing. So I'm using, for example, these what you will find in the installation quite often, these body segments or body fragments, which are then combined with some geometrical shapes or cages or restricting apparatuses or some other body devices. Very often the body is turning in some kind of strange furniture which has the legs or some other body parts. So somehow the kind of free person is always being oppressed or limited by some other objects or yeah.
You are interested in social issues like the role of education. Tell us something about your interest.
I simply, as you said, I'm interested in this education field in a very broad sense, from very personal home education, how we are influenced by growing up and by our parents and by the nearest surrounding and by our personal experiences to really large institutions which influence or which impact the individual with a number of rules and communication patterns and I would say the very general theme I am exploring in the work is always a situation of an individual who is somehow trying to fit in a concrete society, but is not simply able to, or there are always some barriers or some obstacles which just prevent them or complicate the whole process of integration. So
you are from a country that saw a lot of changes after the fall of the Iron Curtain. Are the social changes reflected in your works?
Well, they are definitely, present there in the very physical or depictive sense, because I'm using the materials very often from, yes, I said from these educational books or from newspapers or magazines. So you can see the previous era very much present in the work. I'm also using material of the period when I grew up, which is the 80s. So I just somehow I'm not able to realize yet why I'm not actually able to use any contemporary material that I would, for example, cut the present newspapers or something. But it just somehow I am still attracted or even somehow connected or maybe even a little bit imprisoned in the past. So I just feel some sort of urge or necessity to deal with these images and to re-evaluate them or arrange them in some different order or just both for myself but also for the spectators, of course.